actually just start to structure and template out how it is you purchase someone, what you have to do, and there's going to be some lessons that you're going to learn along the way. Maybe you reach out to Roland Fraser. I'm sure he'll help you with that.
We interrupt this program to bring you this important message. Welcome to Marketing Interruption, a daily podcast powered by BlueTuskr that interrupts your day with marketing news, tips and strategies from an entrepreneur who lives and breathes marketing. Now, let the interruption begin with your host, Andrew Maff.
Hello and welcome to episode number 59 of the Marketing Interruption podcast. And today I'm going to talk to you about how you can scale your e-commerce company by purchasing other companies and by potentially paying $0 for them. Yes, it does sound like a scam. No, it's not. I'm actually going to give some credit to Roland Fraser for this. Brilliant guy. Met him through a friend at was the conference traffic and conversions a couple of years ago. Obviously would have met him again probably this year, but COVID. But he's just a brilliant guy. Listening to him speak was nuts. And one of the things that he's always kind of preached was the other ways to kind of scale things, like the tricky ways. To me, he's a growth hacker. I don't know if he actually likes to be called that, but he's a bit of a growth hacker. So acquiring other e-commerce companies, why would you do it? So expanding your product line seems pretty obvious. That obviously you're going to take on some more assets, but you're also going to take on some more liabilities. And so that can get a little bit messy, but it is a great way and an easy way to expand your product line. If you have, let's say you do pet products and you sell, leashes and harnesses, and you go out and purchase someone who creates collars, like custom-made collars. It's a great extension of your product line. It can really help. Fantastic, awesome, do it. Seems pretty common, right? The other side of it that a lot of people don't think about is what else you can get out of that. Yes, you can learn some of their infrastructure. Maybe their manufacturer is great. Maybe their 3PL is great. There's some other things there, but the one thing that I find a lot of people don't think about is you can actually expand your list. So again, we'll use leashes and harnesses as an example, and then you go out and you purchase collars. Well, what if they weren't really selling as much as they wanted to, but they had a list of 500,000 people that buy seasonal dog collars? All of a sudden, you have 500,000 extra people that you can reach out to about a leash or about a harness. And so now you've expanded that. So now it's not so much about, can I continue to sell these collars? Now it's more about, how can I leverage the existing audience of the collars purchasers and use them for me or for my own brand? So that is definitely a fantastic way. Now, the tricky way that Roland has always talked about how you do it at basically zero cost or a minimal cost, is to actually work out a deal with some of these smaller companies who aren't doing as well and they're looking for a way to exit, but they may be in a certain situation. So there's going to take some searching. There's going to take some extra things that you need to do to kind of really do your due diligence and make sure that you're finding the right person and the right company for this fit. But you can actually work out a deal with them and structure something in a place where you actually are offering them a profit share of either everything that you sell, or you're offering them a profit share of their product line. So if you were to buy the collars, you could say, I'll give you $1 for every collar that I sell until you make $500,000, in which case, fantastic. You literally just bought an entire company and did nothing. You paid nothing, and you're gonna end up paying this guy for the next several years, but you're only giving him $1 per unit, and depending on your margin, of course, that may be totally worth it. Then I lost my train of thought. Then on the other side of it, obviously, you might be willing to completely I'll give you 100% of the profit from the collars that I sell. So you're not going to make $1 off the collars. However, you're going to be able to upsell them with your leashes, with your harnesses, with other things. So your current business is going to expand, and then eventually you're going to pay off the previous owner, and now you have both. So there's really ways that you can get creative with some of these structured deals. Some people are so afraid of purchasing another company, and they're so worried about, oh, how's it going to go? And there's so much, it gets so messy, and it can, and it does. But once you've done several of them, it starts to ease up. And you can actually just start to structure and template out how it is you purchase someone and what you have to do. And there are going to be some lessons that you're going to learn along the way. Maybe you reach out to Roland Fraser. I'm sure he'll help you with that. But it's a fantastic way to grow your list. It's a great way to expand your product line, maybe even take on some existing capital if it's coming in, depending on how that looks. But you can get really creative with this kind of stuff. So check out places like Shopify Exchange. If you're a Shopify seller, that's a great way to go. So Shopify Exchange is people who are looking to sell their Shopify sites and their businesses. Be careful with it, because some people just create a shitty website and then try to sell the site itself. Biz Buy Sell is another great one, and Exchange Marketplace is another great one. So check out those places. It doesn't even hurt to even look into it. Sometimes you can just set up alerts in a lot of these places, and you can actually just find out like, oh great, here's a company in pet supplies that's interested, and now I can go purchase them. It's a great way to grow your company, great way to expand it. Think about it, look into it. I don't want to ramble on about the same thing. And of course, go check out Roland Fraser. But if not, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Rate, review, subscribe, and I will see them.
Thank you for joining us for today's Marketing Interruption. Make sure to rate, review and subscribe to the show. And don't forget to email marketinginterruption@bluetuskr.com with any marketing questions you'd like to have answered on the show. And head over to marketinginterruption.bluetuskr.com to catch up on past episodes. Until next time, we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.